Hey, my friends. So today is lesson 7, and today we're going to be using graphs to answer questions. So we're going to use our table to answer the questions and then fill in the blank and write a number sentence. So number 1, how many more hot lunch orders were there than sandwich orders? There are a couple different ways that we can do this, but I'm going to use the finger trick that we used to use in class. So if we say, oh, they match until they don't. And after we match them all, we can see that there's one more left for hot lunches. One more. So in order to use a number sentence to figure that out, we have to start with our largest number, which was hot lunch has more. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hot lunches minus how many sandwich orders they had, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 minus 6 equals 1. Now, if we go to number 3, it says if 5 more students order hot lunch, how many hot lunch orders will there be? We know that we started with 7, and then we need to draw 5 more. So 7, and then 5 more. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we know that there are 12. So our number sentence for that, we are putting together hot lunch plus 5 more. So we had 7 to start with, and then we added 5 more, and then 7 plus 5 equals 12. So now let's move on to the next page. This one is going to look a little different. This one is a table. And if you remember when we close the gate, it means that there are 5 students. So I want to start by counting how many books are in each group. Fairy tales, we have 5, 10, and one more makes 11. And down here, if we go to science books, we have 5, 6, 7, 8. And then poetry books, 5, 10, 15. So now we know the number of each book, of the books in each category. So number 4, how many more students like fairy tales than science books? Well, in order to figure that out, we're going to have to take the highest number, which is fairy tales, and subtract the number of science books. So fairy tales has 11 books, and we're taking away 8 science books. 11 minus 8 equals 3. So 3 more students like fairy tales than science books. Now, if you move on to number 7, this one is a little tricky, so I'm going to do this one with you. How many more students would need to pick science books to have the same number of books as fairy tales? Well, if you look in the category of science books, there are 8 books in that category. Then in fairy tales, there are 11. So there are 2 different number sentences that you could use. So just like before, we could start with the highest number, which is fairy tales. 11 minus 8 equals 3. Or we could count up. Science books is 8. And then we could add something to 8 to make 11. So 8 plus blank equals 11. If you put 8 in your brain and count up to 11, 8, 9, 10, 11, you have 3. So 3 more students would need to pick science books to have the same number as fairy tales. At the end of this video, I'm adding the answers so that you can look with your parent, or you can see if you're correct and decide if you did it just like me. Sometimes it might be a little different. You might have different number sentences. As long as you come to the same answer, then it's perfect. I hope you have a great afternoon, and I'll talk to you soon.